Hey guys, it's Jim. Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to be talking about Oasis, Dig Out Your Soul, because it is in fact 15 years old. That is mental. Oasis' final studio album, Dig Out Your Soul, came out on October 6th, 2008. How we've done without Oasis for all that time, I'll never know, because this album was fantastic. I mean, there was a real effort on Dig Out Your Soul to experiment, to do something different, different riffs, different styles of writing songs, different ways of delivering everything. This for me is the most time an Oasis album has tried to deliver an atmosphere throughout. There's a feeling to this album. It's a unique album in a discography, and it felt like they were just trying to make a statement that we're not just this stadium rock band, because that's what they were getting called all the time. The whole album sounds like a risk. There's a real feeling of hanging on tenterhooks throughout this album that it really could have not worked, but it felt like Oasis really did want to prove themselves at this point in their career. So if we talk about songs like the lead single, Shock of the Lightning, which to me still, I press play and it sounds like the most exciting thing on planet Earth. It completely ignites something inside of you. It's just sheer energy and joy. But it doesn't sound like anything Oasis have done before, but it's still, this could be easily an anthem. Like, it's really catchy, but it's different. I love the driving drums, the catchy riff, a chorus that'll get stuck in your head for days. Liam dominates this track. His voice just sounds perfect on these vocal lines. He sounds rich, he sounds elevated, he sounds reinvigorated. And I love the lyrics on this. I think throughout the album, an intention was made for Noel to just write some really cool lines, and actually some quite thought-provoking lines in some areas, but I feel like he was just trying to experiment with his wordplay. But the way Liam says, I got my feet on the street but I can't stop flying, my head's in the clouds but at least I'm trying, it's the way he delivers that couldn't be more perfect at just exciting the listener. He sounds flawless, and that line is really fun. Whether they're the lyrics that engage with the working man on the early albums, it doesn't matter. These are kind of entertaining lyrics on this, and creative. Love is a time machine up on the silver screen. Love is a litany, a magical mystery. Again, just fun little quips, just entertaining areas of lyricism they'd never explored before. It's extravagant, it's anthemic, and it almost sounds a bit futuristic. There's so many bizarre sounds going on in Shock of Lightning, and the driving drums. They did really focus on the drums in Don't Believe the Truth, but they do even more in Dig Out Your Soul. Pretty much every song is led by this driving drum beat, which just, just gets you so pumped up. Other songs that really encapsulate the brilliance of Dig Out Your Soul, The Turning, for example, which I think is actually one of the best things Oasis ever did. This mesmerising sound, this odd looming feeling to the song. You do get a very vivid image in this song of walking through a dark night clutching a lantern. It's very dark and gloomy. And, you carry the lantern, I'll carry you home, you search for the disappeared, I'll bury the gold. Oasis were never writing stuff like this before. Throughout this album, you can visualise a lot of these songs, and The Turning, I've always been able to see these images in my head of a rainy, gloomy night. But the chorus is a blast. The chorus is Liam's Time to Shine Again, belting out Come On with a haunting backing chant behind him. It manages to combine the stadium chorus with this really odd, bizarre, strange rock song. Songs like Bag It Up with the thumping, aggressive drums. And like a carnival-esque feeling to it. It's experimental, it's dirty, got an interesting vocal by Liam. Backing vocals are great. It really does feel like throughout this album they're trying to create, the sound is really important. What's going on the song is more important than just being a catchy sing along. There really is an attempt, a deliberate attempt, to get you grooving, to get you interested in what's going on throughout the song. The songs really breathe on this album. Perhaps the song on this that sounded most like old Oasis was I'm Outta Time, which is a really powerful, emotional song, has a lot of feeling to it, a very, very heartfelt vocal from Liam. Very well structured song, well delivered little ballad. It's all about asking the question to someone, would you be there? Because I would. It's a nice little romantic, calming song. If I had to go, in my heart you'd grow. I love that, a nice little sweet lyric that shows Noel was at least throwing in something in there that was reminiscent of the past. 'Cause if I had to go, in my heart you grow, and that's where you belong. It's probably one of the most underrated Oasis songs of all time. It's actually a really refined, sweet little song. And it doesn't feel out of place because it still has an atmosphere to it. Again, it's still very focused on how it sounds. But, you know, the beautiful melody, the beautiful Liam vocal. Again, you know, people just miss all of these Oasis gems. This is an Oasis gem. People who say that they were just a singles band, I don't get it, because you haven't listened to the albums.
So buy a fucking t-shirt and a poster on the way out, you fuckers.
And of course, this album has that genius song, Falling Down, which Noel Gallagher says he was very satisfied to cap things off, you know, to start Oasis with Supersonic, to end it with Falling Down. He said that was a pretty successful journey, and you know, it is, because this sounds nothing like anything they've ever done before. It's a haunting, riveting song. It sounds like Noel Gallagher soaring through space. There's a real time and space Doctor Who sci-fi feeling running throughout this. It's a song that's very well thought out. It feels like a confident statement, you know, and to the Oasis critics, this really does defeat them. It just doesn't get heard, you know. This is really impressive, and it pierces through the speakers, and it's captivating. Oasis were finally able to write something that would be up there, you know, with David Bowie's experimental stuff. And they do something a lot on Dig Out Your Soul where there's not many lyrics on a lot of the songs. There's like phrases that get repeated time and time again. But the phrases are interesting and the phrases stick in your head. But it's more about the song that leads it through. You know, before Oasis was very much about loads of lyrics and just loads of, you know, trying to get a melody going, you know, vocally. The instrumental leads them all through. Sometimes the same lyric is just repeated for the whole song. Very much so on Ain't Got Nothing, you know, and very much so on the song Nature of Reality. You know, it just, the same statement is repeated throughout. Belief does not existence make, it's only in your mind. The nature of reality is only in your mind. People who say that Noel Gallagher didn't write really kind of messing with your head, crazy lyrics that make you think, that's a thought-provoking lyric, and this whole song is just a pondering statement. And again, the same thing gets repeated throughout, but it's the instrumental draws you in and you know, just washes over you. The album ends with Soldier On, this poetic, wonderful little refined Beatles-esque song. You know, very bass-led, a great somber bass line that just feels like someone walking continuously, and it, you know, represents the feeling of the song. Keep going, soldier on, carry on, just continuous. That bass line leads the song through. It never changes. It's just that plodding, and it carries through, and you feel like you're with, or you're walking along on a journey along this path, trying to get somewhere, trying to soldier on, trying to move on from your past. Liam sounds great on this. The whole vocal lingers throughout the song. The atmosphere is great. The song breathes. Liam's haunting echo trailing off at the end is beautiful and soulful as he disappears into the distance. And we didn't know at the time, but Oasis were walking off into the distance with Soldier On. I can't believe it's 15 years old, and I can't believe this was Oasis' last album. You know, sometimes I still can't believe it, because this was opening up doors for the bands. While it's not a Morning Glory, while it's not a Definitely Maybe, this is Oasis, mature, grown up, refined, creative. And I feel like they could have probably, in the next one, kind of brought that catchy Morning Glory sound and combined it with this. I think they could have been an untouchable band at that point. What do you guys think of Dig Out Your Soul? Can you believe it's 15 years old? Let me know what your favourite song is on the album. Let me know what you think of the album overall, what you think of what I said. Please consider subscribing for more videos about primarily British rock, but also other rock and roll from across the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.